Welcome back to the monorail. This is the Disney Deep Dive with the Dawes. And joining me is the Dawes himself, Landon, the Dawes Doan. Landon, welcome back to the monorail.
Always fun to be coming from the fun V that is the humdrum V, otherwise known as the Monday morning monorail. Hi, buddy.
I just, I always go with it, but in retrospect, when I'm editing and I hear you say that, I'm like, are you really saying the rest of this show is the humdrum V? Because
Yes, because I'm not there,
I
and
feel like
and we all know that everybody comes here for me, baby. No, that's not true at all. I only say it because it was from that one Disney property with Robert Downey Jr., the one where he wears the fun suit. Tony Stark in the magical mystery suit. I think that's the name of it.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, he says that line in that one movie.
Oh, okay. I'll buy it. I'll go with it. Well, Landon, we are here once again to continue our quest to tell the story behind the attractions of the Walt Disney World Resort. And we've been working our way through the Magic Kingdom. We took a little step out last week as we talked about the Disney Skyliner. But you know what? We're going to stay in the skies this week as we return to the Magic Kingdom because we're going to talk all about the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Everyone's favorite spinner, right? I don't know.
Probably. Yeah. We can definitively say it's one of people's spinner rides at Walt Disney World.
Let's say it's everyone's favorite Aladdin-themed spinner in Adventureland.
There we go. I feel confident saying that.
And I don't mean to disparage the ride. It's just it is what it is. You see what you get with this one, or you get what you see.
Yep. So that's it. All right, Jay, head for the plugs.
Okay. As I usually do at the beginning of these sections, I like to tell you a little bit about the ride. In this case, it's a spinner. As we've talked about Dumbo, we've talked about the Astro Orbiter, and now we're talking about the third spinner in the Magic Kingdom. It's a similar ride, different theming, and there's a couple of different elements that make it somewhat unique. This one in particular actually holds 4 guests at a time. It has 2 rows, and in the case of the front row, you have control over how high or low that your magic carpet flies. In the back row, there's a magic scarab that will help you either tip the carpet forward or lean it backward. Now, Landon, let me ask you something. Have you ridden this ride?
No, I have not ridden this ride. Sorry.
And no, it's okay. I hadn't until this summer. And it was one of those things where now we're AP, we live down the road. So
la-di-da, let's go back to the Magic Kingdom today.
Exactly. Buffet.
Exactly.
Where's my ascot? We have the luxury of being able to slow down and take in some of these things that in the past we might have said it wouldn't be on the top of the priority list because we're trying to get to Pirates or we're trying to get to the Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder. The list goes on and on. Swiss Family Treehouse.
Oh yeah, because we all know that's what you love to do when you're in the Magic Kingdom. Go to the Swiss Family Treehouse.
Climb stairs.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you go to the Magic Kingdom. You go into a treehouse. Sorry, please continue.
But we did do this, and I guess I rode in the back. I don't remember where everyone else was seated, but what I will tell you about this scarab, I don't know that the tilting is even noticeable. Maybe others will disagree with me. Maybe my magic carpet just didn't tilt that much. It was doing something. It wasn't like it was, doing any kind of noticeable tilting of this carpet. I would say it wasn't doing anything.
It's curious you mentioned the tilting option because just watching it, I never would have noticed that. Yeah. So maybe you're onto something. Maybe the tilt is more of a suggestion, kind of like it says you're tilting, so you think you're tilting type thing.
It's a placebo button. It's
there
like,
it is.
I feel something. I think I feel it.
It's a placebo scarab. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the controls in the front do work, and this is important because you can take the carpet way up high. You can take it way down low. What you don't want to do is keep it somewhere in the middle. Why? Because there is a golden camel that will spit on you.
Yep.
Circling. If it wasn't bad enough that you're going to get motion sickness going in circles around the genie's bottle, you're also going to get spit on. Talk about adding insult to injury.
And you don't even got to be on the ride to get spit on by the camel either.
That's true.
I can speak from experience on that. And makes you, at least in my instance, throw up my hands like I'm ready to fight in the middle of the Magic Kingdom because something dumped water on me.
Yeah, you gotta keep your head on a swivel if you're walking around the bazaar area, because there are two camels, both of them spit. And I found something interesting about these camels that I didn't know as I was doing research today. Landon, do you know where those camels came from?
I would imagine the zoo.
No. Contrary to popular...
Wait, my bad. Agrabah. They came from Agrabah. That's it.
Yeah, kind of. So, actually, both of these camels used to be part of Aladdin's Royal Caravan Parade back in #AlwaysMGM, or as we know it today, Disney's Hollywood Studios. That parade was actually replaced by the Toy Story Parade, and when that happened, they relocated the camels. And now they sit around the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. So, it's another one of those examples of things not getting tossed aside, getting reused somewhere else, in whether it's the same park or other parks. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I always think it's cool when Disney can find ways to recycle stuff, though I think they would prefer the term like show a tip of the hat to history that preceded this attraction. I always think that's cool.
Yeah.
And I know some of the more cynical people online think that's lazy by Disney, but they're cynical, so screw them. I don't think that's true. I don't think it's lazy. I mean, don't either. I think it's very innovative. Because it's very easy to put something in the garbage.
Yeah. I think it's, sure, will it save money to reuse things? Absolutely. But also, it's kind of like preserving a bit of history.
Exactly.
And as I think about what's going on at Epcot right now, and I just saw on Twitter yesterday something that even just the thought of it is making me have like PTSD. Someone said that they were driving into Epcot and they noticed that there was a crane removing scrap metal. And as they got a closer look at it, it was pieces of the Illuminations globe.
Just here. Oh, God.
Exactly. See, that was my reaction, just reading the tweet. So,
oh, my God.
I know.
I need a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, it would have. I'm glad I didn't see it. I'm glad I didn't see it because, exactly.
My condolences to whoever saw that, because I got to carry that with them for the rest of their days.
Talk about an image that'll be stuck in your mind, right?
Jeez.
So, in this case, things didn't get thrown away. They were preserved. So, it's a chilling thought.
Oh my God! I'm doing the rest of this M3-4D under protest just based on hearing that. That's awful.
Let's talk about Aladdin for a minute. So this is appropriately placed in Adventureland. I actually think that it works well in Adventureland. I like that they have kind of this Agrabah background, and the bazaar is nice. The little shopping area. It's a nice location for a meet and greet with Aladdin and Jasmine, and sometimes you get other things like Genie and Jafar show up and things like that. So
yeah, I know Jafar posts up there during the Not So Scaries.
Yeah. So I really like all that. I think all that's good. And this is another one of those things where I don't despise the fact that it exists. I actually, I know it's a ride for kids and kids love it. And it's something that, especially if you get there kind of early in the day, you're not going to have to wait super long, but it's kind of slow loading. So, if kids are going to be kind of reluctant to ride things like Space Mountain or Big Thunder, you might even, as a parent of small children, end up using a fast pass for it, but you shouldn't have to. But I like looking at it. I think it looks nice. It gives a nice kinetic energy to that area right there beside the Tiki Room. And so all of that is good. But here's kind of the thing about it. It's kind of crazy. Aladdin, the movie, came out in 1992. And this attraction didn't debut until May 24th, 2001. So,
wait, what?
Yeah. I know. It's kind of wild.
Wow.
It took a very long time. And this was the first, officially, the first Aladdin attraction to be put into the Magic Kingdom, or I think any Disney park. So now we've got other flying carpets, and there is a in Disneyland Paris in March 2002 they opened the flying carpets over Agrabah, and then in Tokyo Disney Sea in 2011 they opened Jasmine's flying carpets.
Wow.
Yeah. So you've got other Aladdin attractions, but 2001. I mean, 9 years to get and Aladdin was a hit.
Yeah, like in that time that it took them to put anything in the park, I mean, not only was the original Aladdin a force of nature at the box office and in the home market, I know of at least one sequel that came out to Aladdin in that time. There might have been another sequel that came out, in Disney's direct to home sequels, but at the same time, like Disney Animation was able to crank out a whole new Aladdin movie from the time Aladdin 1 debuted in theaters to the time it finally showed up in the park. I'm like, I wonder what the hang-up was on that.
It just takes so long to develop things. I don't know.
A decade, though?
Yeah. I mean, they moved a lot faster on some other things. Like, for example, Frozen got a ride much faster than that. It didn't take 9 years to get a Frozen ride. But I mean, there are things out there, like, for example, they've been talking about like a Wreck-It Ralph attraction forever, and that still hasn't happened, potentially replacing Stitch's Great Escape. Sometimes it just takes a long time for them to actually take a concept and make it a reality, whether that be budget or they just don't come up with the right idea. Who knows? Now, they had previously tried to kind of jam Aladdin onto an existing attraction. Not necessarily Aladdin, but characters from Aladdin. If you remember, there was a redo of the Enchanted Tiki Room that happened in 1998.
That's right. That everybody loved.
Yes. Everyone was a fan.
Yep.
No one complained.
Not a negative word was said about it.
Yeah. So,
especially online. Nobody said anything negative about it online.
But yeah, back in 98, all of a sudden, the Enchanted Tiki Room had new management, and Zazu from The Lion King and Iago. Yeah, I was having trouble with that. I was like, Iago from Aladdin showed up in the Tiki Room, and the show changed. They got like some modern songs and all that sort of thing. But yes, characters from Aladdin were now in the parks doing something on an attraction, but it wasn't like an official thing. So that happened. At least it was only 7 or 6 years after the movie came out.
Yeah, I guess when you put it like that, it's like, man, it's a miracle it happened so fast.
And that lasted till 2011, so there was some overlap there. Just a little overlap for like a decade or so.
Yeah, just barely a decade,
Yeah. It's still crazy to me that Enchanted Tiki Room under new management lasted 13 years.
Yeah, seriously. It was pretty much reviled from the word go, right? Like there wasn't a thing where everybody's like, yeah, this is neat. And then the longer it went on, everybody turned on it, right?
It's hard to say. I think for people who knew the Tiki Room prior to the new management coming in and taking over, I think that people didn't really like it. But, Sam is an example of someone who her first exposure to the Tiki Room and McKenna's was
under new
management. And they thought it was fine. They liked it. And they liked the new music that was in there, So it's very possible. I mean, that's, like I said, that happened for 13 years. So there were kids that grew up with
and that's all they knew. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they probably are mad that it went away.
Man, that's just Disney making everybody mad. That's how you go to Walt Disney World, to get furious. Wait, no. Sorry, I'm mixing that up with another theme park.
I think that's why anybody does anything these days, just to get.
That is true, especially online. Everybody has to stay angry all the time.
Let's see if I had any other fun facts to bring to you today.
Yes, because I am the judge. I don't have a gavel yet, and based on last week, I'm still recovering from breaking my right knuckles, crapping on some hard piece of wood around me. So just everybody play along in your mind.
Yeah. No, I don't really. It's a 90
Okay,
second...
all right. I judge these not fun.
Okay. It's a 90-second ride. We've talked about it before. We've tried to rank the spinners in the Walt Disney World Resort. I think for me, I put Astro Orbiters number 1 because of the views. I put Dumbo number 2 because it's a classic. And I would put Aladdin number 3, and then Triceratops Spin would be 4. And
that seems fair.
Yeah, I think that's my rankings of the spinners. And who knows? Maybe we'll get another one at some point.
Well, just based on the way Disney likes dropping these, why not? Let's go ahead and start the rumor coming to Disney Springs in 2022.
No, I got a better one. Coming to Pandora.
Ooh, there we go.
I mean,
it'll be a space camel that spits on you.
If it's true that something will happen to Dino Land at some point and they remove Triceratops Spin and they're trying to pull people like in different directions, they need something for the kids in Pandora. Although kids can ride the Navi River Journey, I guess, but
yeah, I mean, I guess they can. Whether they would, want to or not, I don't know. Especially if you got to stand in line for like 50 minutes.
And I guess 2 kids could ride Flight of Passage. It's not like it's just maybe an intense experience. It's not like it's. But anyway, my point is it's not for like little kids, I guess. And the little kids, they've got like some pretty cool toys in the little shop for little kids that are Navi based.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those Banshee things.
I'm not here to sell you Navi products. All I'm saying.
No, but our special guest Giovanni Rabixby is. Here we go. Giovanni. No.
So I think that's it. I think we're good for today. I don't really have anything else to say about Magic Carpets of Aladdin. We can check the box. We've talked about it. And the story here is that it exists. And I'm purred happily.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, wow, talk about a lackluster M3 4D. But the only thing I guess I would have to say on this is when you go to get in line for this attraction, or for a Dole Whip, which just happens to be nearby, be sure you know which line you're getting in before you invest time in said line and realize, no, I don't want to get on this ride. I just want a Dole Whip. What's going on? Because that may or may not have happened.
Yes. Make sure you're clear what line you're standing in.
Mm-hmm, because at peak times for this attraction and a Dole Whip, but let's be honest, there's never a bad time for a Dole Whip unless you're Sam. The lines can kind of get congested. Let's just say that.
That's true. Yeah. And if you don't want to stand in line, you can always mobile order that Dole Whip.
As you should. Let's be honest. The lines there are always just crazy busy, though one time it was so crazy busy there, even the mobile order line was backed up by like 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. Everybody wanted Dole Whip those
Maybe
days.
I should stop telling people to do it. This is my secret. Stop mobile ordering Dole Whip.
Yeah, I read online that if you mobile order Dole Whips, it drains the battery of your phone, so you definitely shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And fuel rods don't save it either. So
yeah.
What are you gonna do? Not order Dole Whips is what you're gonna do.
You know what? And you need to preserve that battery because you're gonna want to listen to podcasts like this one and like others that Landon the Dawes Doan has to offer. Landon, tell them about what they've won.
If they would like to go to buttmunchchips.com, buttmunchchips.
I don't have an Aladdin thing to do, so I'm just going to say, sit on your butt and munch.
That was extreme. I like it. That's where you can find other podcasts such as Game of Thrones Talk, a.k.a. God Talk, if you're a fan of HBO's award-winning series Game of Thrones. If you're looking for our opinions on the final episode, don't, because the general mood among the recording crowd after that episode was, I think we're good. So there's that. If you're a fan of the Sweet Science Professional Wrestling, if you're one of the 3 million that watched some wrestling on Wednesday, I would suggest you download that. They are old, so they're not going to have anything to say about AEW Dynamite that debuted on TNT Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, of course. Or there's the R&D Project, where myself and Will Rabb talk about stuff. But in lieu of that, I would invite you to go to the iTunes store and search all of those and download and subscribe and leave a review there, because I am still paying a service to put all of them in the iTunes store. So I might as well get some downloads.
Don't forget to sing your song, though.
Oh, let's see. Exit. Wait, sorry, different song. Landoz, please go follow me. Landon down, I'm the best. Landon down, not the rest. That's where you can follow me on Twitter, 280 characters at a time. Yeah. And see, this would be where I normally go into plugging Butt Munch, but we're just all over the place with these plug segments. Oh, and I'm also on the Phil Show on News Talk 98.7 WOKI radio station locally here in Knoxville, Tennessee, streaming worldwide on the web at newstalk987.com. Also available in the News Talk app. You can download that in the iTunes Store and the Google Play Store, and iHeartRadio as well. That's an app. I'm not just saying that I heart radio. I mean, I do heart radio because I get a paycheck from it. Mm-hmm. But it's two things in this instance. And I think that's it.
I'm waiting for the day when you just peace out and leave that one off until the next segment. It's going to happen. I know it will.
Oh, one of these days it is going to happen.
I can't wait. It's going to be a surprise to me and you, the listener. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of surprises, do we want to go ahead and tell them what we're going to be doing over Halloween week?
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should talk about that.
Or is this just going to be a tease for an announcement later, and I'm going to keep all the listeners in suspense?
I like this idea. So here's the thing. Last year, we did a very special Halloween episode that ended up being M340 taking over the podcast and doing a feature of the Haunted Mansion, and it deserved it. And it was fun. A lot of people enjoyed that episode, so we're thinking about doing something similar.
We're going to do that episode again.
We're doing it all over again.
Yep. It's actually going to be running commentary of us talking over ourselves. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Finally, director's commentaries have made it to podcasts.
Oh, man. It's only a matter of time. No, but we're talking about another very special episode for maybe another attraction. So stay tuned. And just wait, because it's going to be good stuff. We know how to do up Halloween right around here. It's very special to us.
Yep, I don't put out decorations for any other holiday, but Halloween is the one that I participate in. So yes, I love me some Halloweens.
Yeah, and I'm going to turn my camera. So for those of you who are watching the video on YouTube, by the way, M340, I've got a couple backlog. I need to get them loaded. We'll get this one up there too. But if you're watching the video, the spooky decorations are starting to come out, because look behind me.
I dig that.
That's a Minnie. She's going to be going on the front door, and she glows in the dark. Ooh.
That's a good place to put it, on the front door, because when I was down in the park, I almost got one of those, but it's like, I have nowhere to put this. Front door. Good suggestion. Front door.
Yeah, just like a wreath or something.
A spooky wreath.
Spooky wreath. So, happy spooky wreath season to you, Landon.
Right back at you.
And I hope to see you again here back next week.
Yeah, I think we can do that.